What's up, family? Man, I bless you. I honor you. I salute you. Man, may God continue to guide you, comfort you, and aid you in your growth and development, as well as the healing stages of your life. Family, we have to grow up. We have to grow up. And it is what it is. We got to grow up emotionally. We got to grow up spiritually. You know what I mean? We got to face the fucking music, and it is what it is. Get some announcements out the way. Tomorrow, Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing a live stream. We'll also be giving away some money. We're just investing in the lives of some of the people watching the video. We'll give you more information on that throughout the live stream tomorrow. But at the end of the live stream, we will be investing, sowing financially into the lives of some of the people. And again, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Man, I understand that times are rough, financially. And man, this is what we're called to do. You know what I mean? This is what we're called to do. If you want, man, you got to learn how to start giving. You got to learn how to start sowing into the lives of others. You know what I mean? So many of us, when times get rough for us, we become so stingy. We cling to what we have, because we have that lack mentality. Truth be told, we got to grow up emotionally. We got to grow spiritually. If you want blessings, you got to be a blessing. I'm going to say that again. If you want blessings in your life, you have to be a blessing in the lives of others. We got to grow the fuck up. We got to understand this shit. You can't be stingy holding on to everything you fucking got and then expect and want people to bless you and want doors to open up for you and you're not being a blessing to others. You're not sowing into the lives of others. That's a freebie. You know what I mean? Change your life. It'll drastically change your life. Do what you want with it. Today we're going to talk about storytellers. Storytelling. You know what I mean? Storytelling. So many of us tell stories. You know what I mean? And we all tell stories, that the truth be told. There's a word that in Africa is called griot. Pronounced Greeow, but it's spelled Griot, griot. And I'm part Cherokee. I'm also part Blackfoot. And in Native American cultures, we also have storytellers. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. And these people were tasked, and these tribes were tasked with telling the lineage, but the stories of the lineage, telling the stories of just how things came to be, telling stories of, man, knowledge and wisdom and understanding, and just passing that information down to the tribe, passing that information down to the young and to those coming up. Why? This is how knowledge and wisdom was shared. Stay with me. I promise you, we're going somewhere today. Okay? And so many of us, we've lost that connection. We've lost that connection. You guys have seen me wear my chief ring, it's silver with abalone shells. Man, haven't worn it in a while since I started the academy, just because I can't wear jewelry in the academy, but it is what it is. And so we've lost that connection with our ancestors. We've lost that connection with source. And so many of us, we don't understand the stories that we tell. Stay with me. So many of us, we tell stories of what we've gone through and what we're going through and and we have this victim fucking mentality. We have this woe is me shit, you know what I mean? This is ginger and turmeric tea. And we have this woe is me mentality, and we don't understand that, man. We got to be mindful of the stories we're telling. We got to be mindful of the information that we're passing on. And again, everything is energy. Everything's energy. What's your story? What stories have you been telling? And I'm not talking about the lies you've been telling, but what stories have you been telling about your life? What stories have you been telling about other people's lives? What's the purpose of the stories that you're telling? What's your intent behind the stories you tell? What's your intent behind the things you say? We're going there today. So many of us, we tell stories to make ourselves look good. So many of us, we tell stories to make other people look like they ain't shit. So many of us, we tell stories to be the victim. So many of us, we tell stories to make other people look like, man, this person did whoop the whoop and da-da-da-da and da-da. And we tear people down in our stories. What's the purpose behind that? Why do you keep perpetuating the story and the lack mentality? Why do you keep perpetuating that mentality of there's not enough? Why do you keep perpetuating the story of being a victim and woe is me and life's not fair and I've gone through this and I'm going through this and with all this other stupid, negative, toxic ass shit? Why do you keep talking about that shit like that? What's the purpose behind you keep being the fucking victim? What's the purpose behind people keep dogging you out? And how these guys keep taking advantage of you, and these guys keep dogging you the fuck out, and these guys ain't shit, and men are sorry as fuck, and men don't have da-da-da-da, and these guys ain't da-da-da, and women are sorry and garbage and trashy and hoish and da-da-da. We got all these fucking stories that we keep perpetuating. We got all these stories we keep sharing, but what the fuck is the purpose behind those stories? Because everybody's a fucking storyteller. Not like they were in ancient Egypt time or in ancient African time or like they were in Native American time, where you had one person in the tribe that was responsible for sharing the stories. See, in ancient times, in order to share the story, you've had to go through some shit. In order to share stories and pass down that knowledge and wisdom and understanding, you've had to have gone through some motherfucking shit. You've had to grow up and deal with your pain and suffering. You have to grow up and deal with your motherfucking trauma. You've had to grow up and face the fucking fears and insecurities and self-hate and abandonment issues and all this other shit. You have to face your motherfucking monsters in order for you to be given this prestigious position as the storyteller. Why? Because the tribes knew that, man, the wisdom was passed down in the stories. History was passed down in the stories. So we had to be able to believe you. We had to understand, because we're trusting you with the kids. We're entrusting you with the future. We're entrusting you with the lineage of our people. And so in order to preserve that knowledge and wisdom and understanding, man, you had to be somebody. You had to be somebody who dealt with your shit. You had to be somebody who faced fear head on. You had to be somebody who dealt with your fucking ego. You didn't get all high and puffed up and thinking you were the chief. You didn't get all high and puffed up thinking you're the most important person and all this other egotistical shit. See, because you understood that, man, this is a humbling position. There's great responsibility with being able to pass on this knowledge and wisdom and insight. There's great responsibility with being able to sit there and teach and educate those coming up after you. It's great responsibility to have gone through all the hell you've gone through. And now other people are coming to you and they're looking at you for wisdom. They're looking at you for good insight. They're looking at you for some guidance. That comes with great responsibility and great humility. What story are you sharing? And why are you sharing those stories? Why are you sharing the stories that you share? What's the purpose behind it? See, so many of us, there's a lot going on with Sean Combs, P. Diddy, whatever his fucking name is. And we all, not all, because I get two fucks, but so many of us, we want to share the story of what he's doing and who he's done what to and all these other motherfuckers who want to throw their name out there and put them on blast and sabotage their character and their reputation and all this other shit. And again, I don't know whether they're guilty of this shit or not. Man, I don't give a fuck. They ain't got shit to do with me. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. Ain't got shit to do with me. What am I talking about? See, so don't get so distracted. You start talking about other people's story. You start talking about all these other people, and there's no purpose to it other than the fact of you being fucking messy. There's no purpose to it other than the fact that you're trying to throw shade and you're trying to shame them. You're trying to tear them down and kick them while they're going through whatever struggles that they're going through. You trying to make them look bad, and you want to sit there and make yourself high and mighty and holier than now and self-righteous and whoop. And so you got all these other people that you trying to blast. You got all these other people you trying to tear down. Why? There's no real reason behind it other than the fact of your low self-esteem, your insecurities, your self-hatred, and your ego trying to make you look better than somebody else. Oh yeah, this motherfucker got billions, but and I ain't got that kind of money, and I would never and we don't know what the fuck you would do if you had the type of opportunity and privilege that they had. Because you ain't got shit now and you tearing motherfuckers down. You ain't got shit now and you ain't doing a damn thing to help humanity or doing a damn thing to make the world a better place. You ain't got shit now and you ain't doing shit. You know what I mean? So we can't imagine what you would do if you was in their situation. If you had all the money and all the power that these people had. It's easy to sit there and blast these motherfuckers and talk bad about them and they ain't shit and and they grimy and nasty and It's easy to sit back and say all that shit when you ain't in that fucking situation. It's easy to sit back and talk about that shit and what you would and wouldn't do when you ain't never had the opportunity to do that shit. You motherfuckers are grimy as fuck. You motherfuckers are conniving, steal motherfucking $100. You'll get over on somebody for $1,000. You'll get over on somebody for $20. If you'll get over for somebody, the great majority of truth be told, if somebody dropped a $20 bill, and you know who dropped the $20 bill, you're gonna walk up, pick it up, put it in your pocket, and keep pushing. Real shit. And call it a blessing. Man, God bless me. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. I got $20. Now I go get me something to eat. Now I go get me a blunt. Now I go get me something to drink. That's a lot of us. If the truth be told. This is how you fucking act over $20. This is how you act over $100. This is how you act over $1,000. A lot of you will sell your motherfucking mama and your firstborn for $5,000. Truth be told. But then you want to sit there and act like, man, well, I don't know why they doing this and why they doing that and whoop, and they ain't shit and and look how they act and the money's making them change and Your ass will change too. You got some fucking money like that. The great majority of you, truth be told, you ain't got fucking money and you doing stupid shit like that already. You ain't got money and power and wealth and prestige like that and you hoeing around. You cheating. You trying to get over. What story are you telling? What's the purpose of the stories you tell? How are you going to be a beacon of humanity, a beacon to humanity of hope and love and light, and you always trying to throw shade? How are you going to be a beacon of hope and love and light, and you always trying to tear somebody else down? How the fuck are you going to be a beacon of hope and love and light? How are you going to call yourself a child of God, a light worker, a healer, and everything about you is destructive? You always putting somebody else on blast. You always tearing somebody down. You always talking about what they ain't did, how they ain't good enough. Oh, they all right, but they ain't all that because they did it and they ain't did it and they did it. And you always got something negative to say. But yet you telling stories. And see, the truth is, a lot of our kids, a lot of our children, a lot of our young adults, They're fucked up emotionally because of the stories we told. I'm gonna say it again. See, we don't have those deep, wise people in the tribes anymore. And when I say tribes, I'm talking about the communities, the families that's passing down that knowledge and wisdom and insight like the ancients did in the tribes and the little communities. Or they come together in the little talking circles. And they would gather and they would hear the knowledge and the wisdom and the insight. Today we just got fucking church. Today we just got fucking religion. Where we're being fucking emotionally manipulated to come out some fucking money. Today we just got religion where we're being programmed. And we pass that shit down. We pass down our fucking political beliefs. Oh, as a black man in America, you need to vote Democratic, blue, all across the board, and all this other bullshit. And so you got these kids growing up and they voting Democratic and not knowing why the fuck they voting Democratic. I don't give two fucks about politics. I don't vote. I don't vote. I don't give a fuck about the Republican Party. I don't give a fuck about the Democratic Party. I don't give a fuck who the president is. I'm not playing the fucking game. The president don't fucking represent me, and I don't give a fuck who it is. My honest opinion, Kamala Harris, whatever her name is, she's gonna be the next president. That's what my intuition is telling me, my gut is telling me. I'm not voting for her. I don't give a fuck about her. I'm not voting for the other guy. I don't give a fuck about him. I don't believe in being distracted with the bullshit. But we use politics and we program the next generations and the generations after that, and we pass down all this stupid shit. And so these kids grow up, man, believing this fucking rhetoric. These kids grow up believing, man, I gotta be a true Democrat. If you're not a Democrat, then you're not a black man. If you're not a Democrat, then you're a sellout. You're an Uncle Tom and all this other bullshit that we've been programmed to fucking believe. If it's not the Christian way, then you're ungodly and it's satanic and you're going to hell and all this other fucking bullshit that we keep fucking spewing. Yet the whole time, ain't nothing we talking about God-like. And yet the same time, our life is not reflective of anything fucking God-like or Christ-like. With our jealousy and our self-hatred and our racism and our fucking bigotry and all the other fucking shit that we got going on. Ain't none of that shit God-like. Ain't none of that shit Christ-like. But we keep spewing this bullshit down to these motherfucking people who can't think for themselves, who ain't capable of saying, hold on, wait. It sound good, but what's the motive? It sound good, but what's the rationale? What are they getting out of this? What's the end result? Why are they trying to pressure me to do this? Why are they trying to pressure me to think this way? We gotta grow the fuck up emotionally and spiritually and learn to think outside the fucking box. We gotta get reconnected to our motherfucking roots and understand that everything that we did in the past wasn't fucking bad. We're so fucking lost, so fucking confused because we don't have a fucking clue of who we are. Now, I'm talking about just black folk. I'm talking about people, period. We're so fucking twisted in our fucking ideology of who we are. We spend the great majority of our life, 30, 40, 50 years experimenting with life, trying this, trying that, not knowing who the fuck we are, not knowing what the fuck to do. So we're just dabbling and dabbling in every fucking thing, trying to find our fucking way. Why? Because we didn't have no fucking storytellers the way they used to be. Stay with me. See, we've been so disconnected. And so now the stories that we're getting is you're not good enough. The stories that we're getting, you ain't shit. The stories that we're getting, you ain't black enough. You ain't white enough. You ain't true blood. And you ain't all this stupid ass programming that we're getting that's fucking us up. And then we don't understand why we're so fucking confused. And we don't understand why these kids now, these young adults now, are so fucking clueless. They know everything but the important shit. They know everything but what the fuck they're supposed to know. They know how to do the nastiest, grimiest dances. They know all the provocative songs and lyrics and raps and all this other stupid shit, but they don't know their fucking ABCs. They don't know their fucking geography. They don't know their fucking history. They don't know about agriculture. They don't know about medicinal plants and all this. They don't know shit, but they know all this toxic shit. They know who's dating who and who's fucking who and how much LeBron made last year and how many points D-Wade made in his last year. And they know the stupid shit, but they ain't got a fucking clue of who they are and why they're here. Because we ain't got no real fucking storytellers. Because the motherfuckers telling stories ain't dealt with they fucking shit. The motherfuckers telling stories ain't resolved they fucking shit. The motherfuckers telling stories ain't supposed to be telling fucking stories. See, in ancient times, see, if you wasn't a storyteller and it came time to telling stories, you stayed in your motherfucking lane. You learned to sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and learn some shit. But now everybody want to be wise. Now everybody want to be demons, enlightened. My third eye is open. How the fuck your third eye is open? You don't know who the fuck you are. How the fuck is your third eye open and you don't even know why the fuck you here? You didn't come to this motherfucking planet just to work a fucking 9-to-5 job and go to some fucking raggedy ass church and give them all your fucking money. You didn't come to this motherfucking planet just to have fucking sex, just to get drunk and lit. We gotta grow the fuck up. And I know people don't like me talking like this. And again, I don't give a fuck. I'm 54 years old. I know who the fuck I am. I know why the fuck I'm here. And the crazy thing is, when you know who you are, when you know why you're here, you ain't got to ask nobody's fucking permission to do what you fucking came here to do. I don't need anybody's fucking validation or acceptance to do what I fucking came here to do. I don't give a damn whether you like it or not. I don't give a damn whether you think I should be doing something else or not. None of that shit moves me. None of that shit impresses me. One of the funny things about, the academy, I sit there and I smile at, we have a lot of physical training, right? And we're running. There's a lot of young people in the class, right? And I'm probably the oldest. I think I'm the oldest person in the class. And I know what I'm capable of physically. I'm out of shape. I'm getting back in shape, right? But I know what I'm capable of. But when we go out there and we're doing this physical training, I'm not competing with these young motherfuckers. And the truth is, I'm stronger than most of them. But I'm not competing with them. I'm not getting caught up in who runs the fastest. That shit don't impress me. That shit don't move me. Why? Because I know who the fuck I am. I know why I'm here. So I let them trip out on the ego shit of who did the most of this and who ran this the fastest and who got done with this first. I don't give a fuck. Man, I'm back here helping other people. I'm back here encouraging other people that's not as fast. I'm back here encouraging other people that's not as strong. I know I'm capable of getting this shit done. But I'm back here with the others that don't believe that in themselves yet. Because I want to see them make it. I want to see them pass the test. So I'm back here encouraging them. I'm back here talking to them. I'm back here hyping them up so they can learn to believe in themselves. Come on, storytellers. Everybody tells stories. Everybody ain't meant to be telling stories at this particular time in their life. I'm gonna say it again. Everybody tells stories. Everybody ain't put in the motherfucking work. Everybody ain't graduated from their lessons in order to be telling and sharing their stories. There's a whole lot of motherfuckers sharing stories that they shouldn't be sharing. There's a whole lot of motherfuckers that ain't put in no fucking work and they talking about some stupid, ignorant ass shit. There's a whole lot of motherfuckers running around trying to be deep. Trying to be woke. And want everybody to see them as deep and woke. And again, it is what it is. What stories are you sharing? What's the purpose behind your stories? Are you sharing stories to encourage, inspire, to challenge the way others think? Or are you telling stories just to have something to fucking argue about? Are you sharing stories just to feed your motherfucking ego? Why do you share your stories? And don't get caught up with you that have put in the work, you that have grown the fuck up emotionally and spiritually, and you ain't got that. I mean, got a YouTube channel, you got a TikTok channel, you got an Instagram platform, and you may not have that many subscribers. You may not have that many people following you. Don't get caught up on that bullshit. You just share your motherfucking story the way you're supposed to share your story. And don't get caught up on the fucking numbers. Don't get caught up on that bullshit. And I know it's hard because we live in a superficial society where everybody seems like they're caught up on, oh, I got 50,000 subscribers. Oh, I got 100,000 followers. I got 300,000 followers and all this other. And that gives them their fucking power. That gives them their fucking validation. That gives them their fucking authority. But when you know who you are and you know why you're here, you don't need these other motherfuckers to give you power and authority, because your power and authority don't come from how many people are listening to you. Your power and your authority comes from the fact that you put in the motherfucking work and you're connected to source. And you're here in divine timing with a divine plan. Jesus, Joshua, whatever you call him. He had 12. 12. 12. Let that shit sink in. He had 12. And out of the 12, one of them betrayed him. And another one said, I don't know that motherfucker. Hey, I ain't connected to him. I'm not one of his. Who the fuck is that? One betrayed him, and one denied him 3 times in one night. He denied being connected to him. And again, I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in the Christian belief system. I don't. But from those 12 disciples, look how far Christianity is spread. And the Christianity we have today ain't got shit to do with the teachings of old. It ain't the same shit. It's been doctored and watered down and changed. And I know people don't like hearing that shit. And again, I don't give a damn. The truth will set you free. But you gotta be willing to accept the truth. What story are you telling? Buddha didn't have that many subscribers. Buddha didn't have that many followers. And look how far Buddhism has been spread all over the world. We gotta grow the fuck up. We gotta grow up. Tell my storytellers. Every one of us is meant to share stories. Every one of us. But every one of us ain't meant to share stories now. You're not meant to share your story now if you ain't learned the motherfucking lesson. You ain't meant to share your story now if you ain't fucking healed from that story or healed from that pain and that trauma or whatever it is that's fucked you up in regards to that lesson, in regards to that story. After you've healed, after you've learned the lesson, then in divine timing, you're permitted to share your story. You're supposed to share your story. See, you got motherfuckers all over social media that's sharing stories and talking about shit they don't even know what the fuck they talking about. They ain't healed. They just read some shit. They don't learn some shit, but they ain't learned no fucking truth. Just because you learn something don't mean that it was the truth. You see, wisdom is being able to take the stories and make it applicable to life. That's wisdom. You can share the same story I share. And if you ain't got that connection, if you ain't got that wisdom, it ain't gonna come out right. This is why there's an ancient proverb in Africa that says, when a griot dies or passes away, it's as though a library has been burned down. I said again, ancient proverb in Africa. When a griot or storyteller passes away, it's as though a library has been burned down. Why? Because of the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding that that person has. And that is why it's so essential for us to share and to pass down that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So that all the information that I've gained, all the knowledge and wisdom and understanding and just all that I've gained doesn't die with me, doesn't pass away with me. It's shared with the tribe, it's shared with the community. So that when I'm gone, others are able to pick up and carry on the torch. Others are able to continue sharing that knowledge and that wisdom and that insight with the community. It is your responsibility as a griot, as a storyteller of truth, of light. See, there's a whole lot of storytellers, but everybody ain't telling the truth. There's a whole lot of storytellers. Everybody ain't sharing love. Everybody ain't passing on light. And it is what it is. We got to understand that. So a whole lot of people talking just to hear themselves talk. So a whole lot of people talking because they get paid by it. Their heart's not really into it. Their heart is the money. Their heart is the likes and the comments and all the subscribers. That's their heart. That's their passion. It's not about really passing down that knowledge and wisdom and understanding. It's not about preserving and helping the community become better. To so many of the storytellers, it's about feeding their ego. Feeding their ego. What kind of storyteller are you going to be? What kind of storyteller are you right now? Man, we got to grow up emotionally and spiritually. My hope and prayer is that I said something to inspire you, to encourage you, to even challenge your way of thinking. We'll be live on Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I salute you guys. Namaste. Happy healing, family. Peace.